Welcome, everyone. I'm Linda Drake, author of The Power of Imperfect Parents, and this is my good friend, Paulette Noonan.
Hello.
We've been friends for over 20 years. And I just wanted Paulette to talk a little bit about her mom, who has passed away, but a little bit about her mom and what she's glad that she did in her life. So, anyway. All right, Paulette, what do you want to tell us about your mom?
Okay. She was...
I'll scoot over so there's not that big old light back there. There,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, she was an awesome mom. They say I look like my mom, and they say I look like my dad. Most mixed, probably. Let's see, my mom was a cool lady. She had to work all day at McDonald's, and she was a hard worker.
Yeah, she was a single mom.
She was a single mom.
So, Paulette, what were the challenges? Tell us a little bit about your disabilities and when you were born, what that was like.
Okay, that was... Let's see if I remember. Well, my Uncle Gary had pictures of my mom, me and my mom.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who was that man that was with my mom. So I went over to my Aunt Josephine's house to look at some pictures, and there was me and my mom. But then I didn't know who that was on the light. So I went in my mom's room, and I out-fronted her, and I told her, "Who's that man that you're with?" And she told me that it was my dad. And how did I know that? Because when my bone sticks out, the bone sticks out with him. So
The same way.
the same way.
So how old were you then? Were you like in high school?
Probably,
Junior high?
probably.
Time is a hard thing for Paulette to remember. That's a hard concept.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And when you were born, you were in the hospital for the first 2 years of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So you were born and you had cerebral palsy,
Yeah,
right?
Right. I remember
And
that.
they had told her mom that she would never walk or talk. And now we can't get her to shut up. But that's a whole different story. So she was in the hospital for 2 years before she finally got to come home with her mother. And that was a tough time, I'm sure, for your mom.
Mm-hmm.
But your mom didn't believe what the doctor said about you never being able to talk or walk. She kept working with you and trying to help you learn to do things.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right. And there's some other times when I look at my mom's pictures and I'm thinking, how did my mom get pregnant with me just like that? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Until I knew that she didn't know if my dad was making her get pregnant or not. That's the problem. So I simply told myself that my mom would ever know what's best for me, and she was the one that used to try to encourage me to go to school and get a GOE, and she,
Not get a degree, but get a diploma.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So my mom done everything. Whoa!
We have our cat in here too.
But let's see, my mom used to she told me about my dad, and she told me my dad used to try to find me in one of the classes.
Tried to fight you?
No, tried to find me.
Find you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Find you.
So, at one time, my mom told me that my dad used to be so used to try to get my mom into anything that she didn't want to do.
He was kind of abusive.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you're trying to say, yeah.
And my dad used to not be there for me that all the time. And if my dad was like, who took me to go see my dad? I think it was Timmy and John. And I kneeled down. And
to see her dad's grave. Her dad has also passed away.
Yeah, and sure enough, when I was looking down on my dad's cemetery, I just knew I had to put my hand down to go see my dad, and I never did know till my mom told me that my dad probably died, and I didn't even know nobody didn't tell me about my dad.
Right.
So my mom kind of hid it from me, and I found out that there was a picture of him, and I've been carrying it around my wallet ever since when I was a baby, I guess. I don't know when. But sure enough, my mom knew what to do. She even knew how to get me into anything that she would let me get into.
So, do you feel like, well, one of the things I talk about a lot is struggle and how struggle helps create who we are. And Paulette has definitely lived through a lot of struggles, not only her own, but her mother had lupus, and Paulette was her mom's caregiver. And then she lived with her aunt and uncle and also has helped them a lot. But one of the things, Paulette, all the things that you've been through, your mom's illness and passing away, and she's had so many people in her life that have passed away.
Like
What?
Uncle Tono.
Yeah, Uncle Paul and all kinds of people. So how do you think it has changed you to go through all that struggle?
It's been a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because, I have a boyfriend already.
Yeah, she has a boyfriend, John.
That he knows when I'm getting stressed and more working, but he knows how to cheer me up every time when I need him.
Right.
And he's been there with me thick and thin, and he knows how I get real emotional with my dad, and
Yeah.
so he knows a lot how I go through, and he knows when I'm not feeling good or being kind of cranky, moody like I usually do. But John's been there for me all day. I mean, I don't know what I would do without him.
But also, the struggles that you've been through, you are really a very compassionate person, and you're always very nice to people. And I think that that's one of the things that you've learned from all the things that you've been through, that if somebody's having a hard time, to go up and give them a hug. If they have somebody who's died, to not be afraid of it, but to just go up and love them and ask how they're doing, because Paulette's really good at that. The things that I've been through in my life, she's really good at asking how I'm doing and being willing to hear whatever I say. Mm-hmm. And it's made her a very loyal friend. She's probably my most loyal friend, my Paulette. Actually, we're more like sisters, I think, than friends. But anyway, do you have any last words of wisdom, Paulette, you want them to know about you, or what it's like to live with cerebral palsy? Or
It's not easy.
Right. It's not easy.
Because when my mom tried getting me anything like letters, and I say something,
Yeah.
not something stupid, I would say something that comes out of my mouth, like anything.
Reading is really hard. Mm-hmm. Reading and knowing time and space, spatially, she's not very good at figuring out where things are. But emotional intelligence, she's amazing. Knowing how people are feeling, and being compassionate and loving, and being a good friend. And that's really important, isn't it? Are you happy with the way you are? Do you love yourself? Yay! Thank you guys for watching. Love yourselves. And we'll be doing more videos. Thank you.